Welcome to Cloud AI. The business cycle theory is a fundamental concept in economics that seeks to explain the fluctuations in economic activity that occur over time. The theory posits that the economy goes through periods of expansion and contraction, referred to as the boom and bust cycles. The boom cycle is characterized by rapid economic growth, low unemployment rates, and high levels of consumer spending, while the bust cycle is marked by economic contraction, high unemployment rates, and decreased consumer spending. This video provides an overview of the business cycle theory in economics. It also outlines von Mises' theory of the business cycle, as presented in his book, The Theory of Money and Credit. Additionally, it explains what the boom-bust cycle is and the challenges faced by economists prior to von Mises' theory. Finally, it summarizes the differences between the Austrian school's theory of the business cycle and Keynesian economics. Von Mises' theory of the business cycle. Ludwig von Mises was a prominent Austrian economist who made significant contributions to the Austrian school's understanding of the business cycle. In his book, The Theory of Money and Credit, von Mises argued that the business cycle was caused by government intervention in the economy, specifically through the manipulation of the money supply and credit markets. According to von Mises, the boom-bust cycle begins with an expansionary monetary policy by the central bank. This policy leads to an increase in the money supply and lower interest rates, making it easier for businesses and consumers to borrow money. As a result, there is an increase in investment, production, and consumption, which leads to an economic boom. However, the boom is unsustainable because it is based on artificial credit expansion. As businesses and consumers borrow more money, they exhaust the pool of real savings available in the economy. Eventually, the central bank must either stop the expansionary policy or risk inflation. When the policy ends, interest rates rise, making it more difficult for businesses and consumers to borrow money. This leads to a decrease in investment, production, and consumption, which leads to an economic bust. The boom-bust cycle, according to von Mises, is not a natural phenomenon but rather the result of government intervention in the economy. He argued that government policies such as price controls, subsidies, and regulations could distort the market signals that are necessary for a healthy economy. Prior to von Mises' theory of the business cycle, economists faced several challenges in explaining the fluctuations in economic activity that occurred over time. One of the challenges was the lack of a comprehensive theoretical framework that could explain the causes of the business cycle. Economists struggled to identify the root causes of the boom-bust cycle, with some attributing it to external factors such as wars or natural disasters, while others saw it as a natural phenomenon that could not be explained. Another challenge was the lack of data and statistical tools to measure economic activity. Without accurate data on economic activity, it was difficult to identify patterns and trends in economic fluctuations, making it challenging to formulate and test theories of the business cycle. Moreover, economists lacked a clear understanding of the role of monetary policy in shaping the economy. While the quantity theory of money had been developed by economists such as Irving Fisher and David Hume, its implications for the business cycle were not fully understood. The relationship between changes in the money supply, interest rates, and economic activity was not well defined, making it challenging to develop a coherent theory of the business cycle. Finally, there were divergent views among economists on the role of government intervention in the economy. While some saw government intervention as necessary to stabilize the economy during downturns, others saw it as a source of instability that could exacerbate the boom-bust cycle. In light of these challenges, von Mises' theory of the business cycle was a significant breakthrough in economics. It provided a comprehensive theoretical framework that explained the root causes of the boom-bust cycle and identified the role of government intervention in shaping the economy. His theory emphasized the importance of sound money and the dangers of artificial credit expansion, providing a clear alternative to the prevailing Keynesian view of the time. There are several differences between the theory of the business cycle and Keynesian economic theory. Here are some of the main ones. Causes of the business cycle. The theory of the business cycle sees the boom-bust cycle as primarily driven by fluctuations in the money supply, specifically through credit expansion. In contrast, Keynesian economics emphasizes the role of aggregate demand in shaping the economy, with fluctuations driven by changes in consumption, investment, and government spending. Role of government. The theory of the business cycle sees government intervention as a source of economic instability, with artificial credit expansion and interest rate manipulation leading to malinvestments and distortions in the market. In contrast, Keynesian economics sees government intervention as necessary to stabilize the economy during downturns, through monetary and fiscal policy. Sound money. The theory of the business cycle emphasizes the importance of sound money, with fluctuations in the money supply leading to distortions in the market and misallocation of resources. In contrast, Keynesian economics sees the money supply as a tool for managing aggregate demand and stabilizing the economy. Savings and investment. The theory of the business cycle emphasizes the importance of savings and investment in driving economic growth and development, with malinvestment and overconsumption leading to economic instability. In contrast, Keynesian economics emphasizes the role of consumption in driving economic growth, with government intervention necessary to manage aggregate demand and stimulate investment. Time horizons. The theory of the business cycle emphasizes the importance of long-term planning and investment, with credit expansion leading to short-term gains and long-term instability. In contrast, Keynesian economics focuses on short-term stabilization through government intervention, with less emphasis on long-term planning and investment. Overall, the theory of the business cycle and Keynesian economics represent fundamentally different approaches to understanding the economy and the causes of economic fluctuations. While the theory of the business cycle emphasizes the importance of sound money, savings and investment, and long-term planning, Keynesian economics sees government intervention as necessary to manage aggregate demand and stabilize the economy during downturns. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.